On today's fan favourite, I'm going to be breaking down S.O.S by Dimash. So this is something different to what we usually kind of review, break down, react, whatever it is that you want to call it on this channel. But you know what? It's a good thing because it brings diversity, and that's really important, especially for the fan favourites section. So yeah, shout out to this person for this request. Before we go ahead and get into the video though, I want to provide a little bit of context around it. So what we're going to be looking at here is Dimash performing at a professional singing contest, I suppose, out in China. The video is quite long. There's a lot of backstory to it and all of this. So I've actually just skipped way ahead, and we're going to come in just at the point that Dimash starts to sing. So yeah, a little bit of context there. Also, just to let you know, I am feeling a little bit ropey today, not going to lie. So apologies in advance if I don't come with the usual energy. And finally, if you like new music and you want to hear more of it, go ahead, check out my main channel, Pure Urban Music, link in the description below. Let's get it. Nice pianos in the opening there. Strings. That is beautiful. Is that a high note, bro? Well done, mate. That's all I can say. I mean, that is just incredible, right? I've already mentioned a couple of things on the instrumental. I really like it. The whole vibe of it and the feel, the tone, everything like that is definitely complementing the vocals very, very nicely here. But just let's talk about the vocals, right? Like what this guy is doing is just it's ridiculously impressive. You know, when he starts out, you kind of get this sort of like feminine tone, right, to his voice. And I'll be honest with you, if I wasn't watching it and I was just listening to the audio, I would think it was a female, right? But then as we progress, you know, we clearly get different ranges that he goes through. We do get a sense of that male tone in there as well, right? But we get these incredible high notes, right? And they're just absolutely stunning. And what's so amazing about it, right, for me anyway, and look, you know, bearing in mind, I'm not a vocal coach, right? I'm miles away from a vocal coach. But let's just appreciate the fact that this is live, right? This is not in the studio where the vocals are being enhanced and digitized and having effects put on them and all this sort of stuff. I mean, there will be some slight effects even in a live environment, but nothing like what you'd get in a studio. And what he's doing is he's taking us through all of these ranges, and you notice there isn't a single kind of dull note or kind of break in his voice or anything like that. No flat tones, no nothing. He's transitioning and taking us through that just so smoothly. And I can tell you, right, just from my days in my kind of, you know, through from sort of like early 20s to late 20s, right, of working in studios, being around singers and lots of different artists, to be able to do that is just, it's beyond talent, bro. It's just beyond talent. There are not many people that can do that live as well. So big up to this guy for pulling that off. Take it back just a few, just so we can kind of get our bearings with it again. Listen to that. Come on, man.
Je te jure qu'au fond d'une vie, avec les conditionnés, je crois aux zombies, tu es à ma voix, je sens quelque chose qui m'attire.
And you know, another thing I've just noticed, right, which is also, it just adds to how amazing, you know, this guy's vocals are, is the hints of genres that come through in his delivery, right? Like, you know, for me, what I've heard so far is, you know, not only do you get these waves and ranges, but you get hints of pop, and then, you know, the next thing you get is we've got this operatic feel. So he's not just delivering smoothly on those different ranges, but those different genres are coming through in his voice as well, which again is just, it's just stunning. Listen to that, bro. Look. Bro, he's in the contest, mate, and he's like, I've lost. Right? He's like, I've lost this, mate. He's heard that note and gone, I don't even know why I bothered showing up. Come all this way. Who invited this guy? You know what I mean? That's what's going on in his mind, bro, and I don't blame him. I'd be the same. Watch. Fuming, bro. Now we get... You hear that? Right, it was only for a split second. I actually thought he was going to carry on. Right, it's for a split second. We then, so we go from this crazy high note, right, to then hitting this kind of really low, kind of rumbly bass tone. And it's only for a split second. But it just, all that this guy's doing is he's just proving the point, right? Doing all of this live without anything, without any breaks, like, you know, dead notes. It's just it's amazing, man. Just listen. There. It comes back up again now. Jesus Christ, bro. What the hell is that? That's just insane. I mean, like, I think vocally, like, I think all of the words that I've used to try and describe how I feel about this guy's vocals have just been used up. That, man, is just ridiculously high, right? And look, I don't know whether you've ever seen anybody, even professional singers, trying to get to that range, right? And they're practicing it, and bearing in mind, they're not going from different ranges into it, right? They're just sitting there trying to practice it, right? They look like they're constipated when they're doing it. Their eyes are like this, they're sweating, and my guy, live as well, just pulls it out the bag like it's nothing. Not even breaking a sweat, this guy. Just incredible. Listen. Look at that. Love now how he's brought us into this kind of soft tone, quite breathy in the vocals. Then you've got those pianos, you know, complementing that kind of calming sound. Again, amazing. J'y crois Big drums. You see what I mean about the different genres coming through? We you know, you had a sense there of kind of like an operatic kind of genre just for him to switch it up. And another thing that I love about this part, listen to those backing vocals, bro. Like just literally backing this guy up. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like if I was a backing singer, right, on this show and Matey come out on stage, I'd be like, I'm out of here. I'm going for a coffee. You know what I mean? I do not want to be backing this guy up. You know what I mean? Like the pressure to be able to deliver, right? Or to try and at least kind of somehow match this guy's ability. I'm out. You know what I mean? Go put the kettle on, innit? Listen to the backing vocals. Really nice. There they are. Boom. Beautiful, man. Well done, bro. Like, that's all you can say, innit? Like, he went there, pulled it out of the bag. Absolutely smashed it. Okay, final thoughts on the performance. So there's really only a couple of things here. But first I want to talk about the instrumental. Now, believe it or not, it's quite difficult when you're dealing with live instruments to be able to identify each segment and element as I would do normally when I'm breaking down a track that's kind of been produced in the studio. But, you know, what I will say, and I already said it in the video, is that I really liked the tone, the feel, and the overall vibe of the instrumental. We had moments where it was nice and calm, chilled, relaxed, soft, but then we had these big, and I mean really big moments in the track that were impactful and really powerful and made you really feel it, right? And that was obviously, you know, complemented by the vocals as well. But things like the use of the pianos, the strings that would come in, and those big drums that they would use to transition us into those bigger pieces, yeah, really stood out to me and things that I really liked about it. Second and final point for me is the vocals, and I know I spoke a lot about them in the video, but you have to understand just how rare this guy is, right? To be able to do what he does, but to execute it just to perfection like that. I mean, you're probably talking like he'll be in a bracket of like less than 1% of people globally, right? And listen, like in my time, right, you know, not now, but especially in my early 20s to late 20s, I worked with a lot of singers, right? Some of them were really good. And they would really struggle, one, to sort of like even hit the ranges that this guy's hitting, right? But two, even if they could, to be able to transition smoothly through all of them and hit them without either passing out, right? Or kind of having some sort of dead note or breaking the voice or something, right? They just wouldn't be able to do it, man. They just wouldn't. And so it just kind of adds to the reason as to why this guy stands out so much. Okay, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.